I want to go ahead and introduce myself and let's get started. For those of you who don't know, my name is Nita. I'm a real estate investor from Cleveland, Ohio. I've been investing for the last several years now. I got started using a strategy called wholesaling that allows me to purchase properties without using any cash or credit. Okay, so that's how I got started in the game with no money. From there, I've been able to do several wholesale deals and branch out in terms of doing flips and rentals and all types of different cool things in real estate. Okay, so lately I've been focusing on teaching people how to wholesale real estate. And this is where this class came from, because as I was teaching people and I was briefly hitting on direct marketing and people were like, hey, I like that. I want to do that. But it's not hard, but it's one of those things where you just really need somebody to walk you through it. Okay. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to walk you through the whole process. Another thing that I like to do, know this about me. A lot of you are already my cousins on here. If you're new to me, then you don't know, but I'm all about family vibes, love, positivity, the collective, cooperative things. So everybody's my cousin. So I want it's cool. Okay, cool, thanks. I want you all to be able to take this information. Anything I do, anytime I go and tell you that I'm going to teach you something, I want to give the whole scenario, the whole picture. And another thing that I do is, because I got started in the game and I had nothing, I always teach how to do it on a shoestring budget. So I show you how to do it if you have money to spend and play with, but I also show you how to do it if you don't, because that's the perspective that I came from. Okay. Too often when I was getting started, I would go to classes and things like that, and people would be talking about setting up all these different things that cost money. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you said I could do this with no cash or credit. Okay. And I didn't have the money at that time, not because I didn't want to, but I just didn't have the money to have all these different types of things. So I had to improvise. So that's one thing that I always do. When I teach people how to do stuff, I teach it on both ends. Shoestring budget, and if you got a few dollars. So listen out for both, because I'll be kind of weaving both of those in. All right. So let's get into it. Direct mail marketing. What is direct mail marketing? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you've heard of direct mail marketing, if you're familiar with it, if you're comfortable with it. Give me a 1. If not, give me a 2. I should use the poll feature, I guess, huh? 1. Okay, so most people are. Okay, good, cool. So direct mail marketing, as it relates to real estate, is important when you talk about, and again, I was saying as I was promoting this class, this is not just for wholesaling. This is for agents. This is for investors. No matter what type of investing you're doing, at the core of it is leads. And if you're not generating any leads, you can't do deals, you can't make money and begin to earn income and things like that. So this is for everybody. Everybody has to generate leads. Okay. So when you're using direct mail marketing in real estate, you can use it to market to sellers, and you can also use it to market to buyers. Okay. So what you want to have is different campaigns. You will have some marketing campaigns dedicated to sellers, and you'll have some dedicated to buyers. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do, and I didn't do a little slideshow, because I'm going to share my screen, because I want to show you exactly what to do so that you know how to do it. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do is I always teach, again, you can wholesale real estate. You can do this no cash, no credit, but I don't want people to think that it's just easy and that this stuff just falls in your lap. Okay. You got to do the work. You got to educate yourself, and you got to know, what you're talking about in terms of your market. If you're saying, I'm from Cleveland, if I say I want to invest in Cleveland, then, it's not enough for me to go get some business cards and put a number on there, and say I'm an investor. I got to really, start to educate myself on the market that is Cleveland. That's the same thing for you. Whatever market that you're in, you got to start to educate yourself. You need to know what's going on and what kind of trends, are popping up in your market. I don't know why that keeps thinking, but so be it. So how to find a hot market. Okay, how to find a hot market. So how to determine if your city or what specific area in your city is a hot market in terms of real estate investing. So the first thing that we want to do is that's that. We want to consider the rent to value. Okay, the rent to value. The rent to value is how much money, or how much, as a landlord, how much rental income you're generating versus how much you paid for the property. Okay, you always want to have about 6 to 7%. Okay, so for example, if you buy $100,000 house, okay, 6% of that is what you want your annual rent to be for that property. Okay, so that is one indication of a hot or good real estate market, is the amount of rent people are getting, because again, these properties are going to generally be held, or not generally, but a lot of times be held as rentals for passive income. Rent to value. So is the amount of rent that you're getting to the value of the property. Okay, so that's the first thing that we want to consider in trying to determine, is this, a good market. The second thing that we want to consider is appreciation. We spoke about this briefly the other day on the summit after party. Appreciation do the properties in this particular area appreciate? Do they go up in value based on, whatever development is going on in the city, or whatever the case may be? Are they going up? Are they staying the same? I posted something on my Instagram the other day about somebody who sent me a deal and said that basically it was the value of the property has stayed the same for 2 years. Well, I want the value of my properties going up. You know what I mean? So you have to consider the appreciation rate for your specific area. Okay. So rent to value, appreciation, and then cash buyer activity. This is key for wholesaling, because when you're marketing your contracts for sale, you're looking generally for cash buyers, or people who want to pay cash. So you want to know, in your area, is there a lot of cash buyer activity in this particular zip code, or most of the sales aren't cash? Are they? What specific zip codes? You want to know the cash buyer activity. Okay, that will help you. Those three things will help you kind of like right off the bat determine if this is a good market that you should try to invest in. Again, in terms of any strategy, because for buy and hold, that rent to value, that's crucial. If I have any landlords in here, do you all consider rent to value when you're purchasing your house? Do you consider that? Some people, they call it something else, but that's a key thing, in terms of the cash flow that you're going to be bringing in from a property. So all of those are factors that will, again, help you to identify a hot or a good market. Okay. So that's market. We're going to start broad, and then we're going to work our way in. So that's your market. Now we want to determine hot areas, narrow it down to zip codes. Okay, so this is the fun part. Buckle up. Y'all ready? Fasten your seatbelts, kids. We're going on a ride. All right, I'm going to share the screen. And so we're going to go to, not that. This ListSource. Okay. ListSource.com. All right. Great place to purchase a list. All right. But for now, we're going to use ListSource as a way to determine hot zip codes. Okay. Or to determine if the areas, that we're focusing on in terms of investing are the hot areas. Okay. So first thing you do, you go to listsource.com. You go to build your list. All right. The first thing I'll explain all these. The geography you can choose gives you several different subsections that you can choose. For us, we're going to go state. I'm going to choose, let's do Atlanta as an example. Okay. So I'm going to choose Georgia. Okay. So see how on the left-hand side, it says it's giving us all of the criteria. Right now, the size of this list, this is the size right here. 3 million. Okay. So we're going to slowly narrow this down. All right. So we got state. I'm going to add the city. Oh, I already got that. We're going to do Atlanta. Okay. All right. So see, well, no, that's still pretty much how that hasn't narrowed us down anymore. Okay. So those are the criteria that we're going to choose for geography. We're not going to choose anything for mortgage because we want the properties that are owned pretty much so free and clear. So then we're going to go to property. And then this will allow us to choose even more specific criteria. Okay, so again, remember, right now we're using ListSource to glean some data pretty much. So we want to know where the hot zip codes are, where are the cash transactions, where the people who are buying, aggressively, where are they pretty much so. Okay, so the property type, let's choose that. Property type, where is it at? Right here. In most cases, you can choose, you see here, you have several different options. You can choose duplex, triplex, whatever you're looking for. Most cases, you'll be looking for residential single family. Okay. So you add that. See, look, let's chop this down to 2 milli. Okay. So the next thing that we want to choose on here, we want equity. Okay. This is important. All right. Equity is important because you want the people that own their property pretty much so free and clear so that they could sell it for cash. Okay. So you don't want somebody with 20 or 30% equity. You want somebody that has 90 to 100% equity. Actually, a 99 to 100%. Okay. This is a custom field down here. So if you don't choose one of these, you can choose a custom field. All right, boom, look, that chopped us down a lot, okay? So we got 144,000 people in Atlanta, Georgia that own single family houses that have 99 to 100% equity. Ding, 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 okay? Beautiful. We narrowing it down. This is all about marketing. It's all about targeting. Okay. It's all about targeting. You gotta, a lot of people like to throw out a broad net and just, hope they get whatever. I want to talk to people who want to talk to me. I want to talk to people who I can help, who have a problem that I can help them solve, who are already at the point. I don't want to be in front of, people who ain't thinking about selling their house or really, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to target, I want to narrow in and be very specific about the people that see and hear about my services on a consistent basis. Okay. So now after equity, we need to choose a last market sale date. Okay. With this, you can go between 6 months and a year. So let me see a year. This last market sale date, this is the pretty much so all of the sales in the last 12 months. Okay. The last 12 months or the last 6 months. I'll go a year. Okay. I'll go a year. Let's see what this does for 6 months. Oh, let me take this off. Remove. And then add 6. Ooh. I'll go 6. Okay. I'll go 6 because this narrows it down even more. So not even in the last year, but in the last 6 months, 7,800. That's good. Okay. So we've got everything that we need for our property type, single family. We've got our equity, last market sale day, property type. Cool. Okay. So next, now I'm going to show you this. I'm not going to use this for this one, but I'm going to show you this. This is the demographics tab. Okay. This ListSource is so cold that you can choose. Okay, say I'm Nita and I own 123 sewer. Okay, I would be individual one. So say you just wanted to target an ethnicity. You know, okay? Say if you wanted to target all of the primary owners, individual number one, who were Jewish. Okay? Say you wanted to, not saying that you would, but I'm just saying, if you wanted to target based on, what do they have? Ethnicity, gender. What if you only wanted to target the females? What if you only wanted to talk to the female owners? Then we down to 858 ladies that we go talk to. Okay. What if you wanted to by marital status or by year of birth? Sometimes I use that one when I only want to talk to the older homeowners who are more likely to want to be able to sell. I'll use either age or year of birth or something like that. But I'm not going to use that. But oh man, I need to take that off. I'm not going to use that, but that's another option that you have on here as far as that. Okay. So the last thing that we're going to go to is we're going to go to the options for this particular list. Again, remember, we're trying to find the hot zip codes. All right. Or these are the buyers that we are after. We're trying to find out where they're buying at. So owner occupied, we don't want owner occupied. We want people who do not live in the property. Okay. So absentee owned, they can be either in state or out of state, but we don't want people who are living in a primary residence. Okay. We want this to be a secondary residence that is likely investors, an investor owned property. We want to exclude trustee owned properties, corporate owned properties. We want to have no preference. This means that it's going to show us corporate properties that transferred in an LLC. A lot of people who do business, investors, they transfer their properties via LLC. So this will include that information. Okay. This last one is where we select what we want in terms of the field. So we want both the mailing and property address complete. So what that means is that we're going to get the mailing address for the owner of record, and we're going to get the property address that owner owns. Okay. So this is everything we need. Next thing we want to do is go to purchase list. All right. Purchase list. Okay. Oh man, I thought I was already signed into my account. Of course. Bah humbug. Okay. We'll save it. We'll save it as sample one. We'll save it as Jane Dizzo. Boss, of course. We'll use my company just because Cleveland 10K Homes. And we'll say she's at Sesame Street. And we'll say Las Vegas. And we'll put, let me put it city that I know this will go for. Do it too much. Okay. 44120 Cleveland. We'll put showing my whole name. That's cool. Y'all my cousins. Use an email. So this coming up, this next screen is going to be how we are going to learn the hot zip codes for free. How did you hear other? Indirect mail marketing, blah, 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 blah. Submit. Okay. Oh, forgot the industry. Real estate. Oh, of course, this already exists. Ay, Dios mío. I probably have one for this one too. Ha! Quite as it's kept. All right. Hopefully this will go. Oh my goodness. Let me just see if it'll let me log in. I should just did that from jump. I didn't want to show this one. Oh man, okay, so that made us lose our list. Okay, so I'll just show you this one. This is what it looks like. We were at this point, okay? When we hit purchase Oh, this is gonna take us back there. Okay, let me do this again. I'm gonna stop that. Okay, let me go back and do this.